Hello everybody, Foxy Games here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. When we last left off, we had to go back to Momodi at the quicksand to receive our next quest, and we're going to do that right now. I did mess with my volume settings. I noticed that the game volume was incredibly low, and that's not going to do for a game where I'm playing through the story to showcase it. Welcome to the quicksand, friend. It's had busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Oh, it's you, Foxy. And there I was spouting the same tired line. Miyun sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Now, let's see, are either of these any good? Not really for a tank, so we're just gonna take the gold. Okay, Momodi is waiting to brief you on your task. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you'd be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who'll be handling your petition is here. Oh, why if it isn't my good friend Foxy. It does my spirit well to know that you're the one who'll be handling this. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Foxy of her mission. Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina & Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at the Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecatoncheires, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and they now prowl about the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. I'd be pissed too. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work the mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain their unbridled fury, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the Great Giant Revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell Mines in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines are being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed. And that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is a task which would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Gods bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell Mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. I guess we'll talk to him then. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, miss. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, cause things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatoncheires have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Ul Dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding efforts, the concern would have never thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. Stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Well, if Dwarf Fortress taught me anything, it's that if you're underground for a while, the last thing you want is sunlight and fresh air. Cave adaptation is absolutely a thing. And you know, it's a good thing I checked because my mic volume was incredibly low before. Swear to God, I try to fix one thing and another thing breaks. Now, the voice levels and the in-game volume levels should be pretty similar. With my voice over everything, because, well, when I need to talk, I need to talk. That person's name is Bowser Koopa. That's amazing. Alright, Stone Torch. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We're here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. Oh, you're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hekatoncheries? I don't think that Papa Shan will be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see them, the better. Or see to them, the better. Make ready as best as you can and enter at will. We now have access to the Copperbell Mines, which means it's dungeon time again. Alright, here we are at the Copperbell Mines. And Iron Will is not on. You know, that thing that I always have on before a dungeon that shuts off when I get in a dungeon. Somebody's got the key, and they've got the door. Got some really interesting outfits in here today. Let's see, we have an Aura and 2 kitties, plus me being a 3rd kitty. Away we go. Goddamn Spriggans. A lot of dungeons have side rooms that you really don't need to get into. We are going to need to kill this dude, though. The first of the Hekatoncheries that we'll have to kill. Ow, I'm getting hurt. Yeah, he's dead. Oh dear God, the spell effects. I forgot to turn them down. Alright, Archer, calm your fucking tits. Did somebody get the fire sand? They did. Perfect. Well, I'm stuck on a rock. What the fuck? And now push the plunger. The bosses in this dungeon are kind of dumb. This one, you literally just stand around and wait for enemies to come. I'm just gonna stand around and shield throw. Play frisbee with these motherfuckers. Oh, come on. You guys, I can one-shot these things. Here comes a flambeau. Where is it? It's up there. Now it's dead. And now here comes the boss. Finally. And he goes down like a little bitch. Seriously, he wasn't much harder than the other guys. Oh, glitchy elevators. They didn't used to be this way either. I remember it being a lot smoother. You know what? Pretty soon I'm just gonna let this fucking archer tank because they're getting impatient and I have no patience for the impatient. This boss. Oh, this boss. Come here, you. Now we just need to wait for that thing to self-destruct. Here, let's pull him toward it. Oh, I think I just got hit. Nope, no I didn't. Perfect. So you see, you understand the mechanics of this one now. All you have to do is wait for the bomb to blow up, make sure this guy's standing in its fucking place. It's the most monotonous boss fight. I just need to make sure the bomb comes over here. That's literally it. It's creative, but it's not done exceptionally well. Like, you see, everybody else is just standing around. This is literally a tank-only fight. Oh no, sometimes Spriggans come. Sometimes Spriggans come. Get out of here, Lancer. You're not helping. See, they get to kill a Spriggan every few seconds. And more like every 30 seconds. And the healer gets to heal me every, 10 or 15 seconds. And now we can kill the little bits. Wow. That sure was challenging. And we even get 2 pieces of loot for that shit. Nothing I can use, nothing I can use, but that's okay. Let's blast our way through this wall. And I got both of those anyway, but it's okay, I'll find a use for them. Come here, you. Archer. Archer. You can't tank. What is this? Reprisal. Reduce damage dealt by nearby enemies by 10%. Oh, that's neat. I bit off a little bit too much there. Oh, someone. Someone who's probably the archer. But hey, it's fine. The healer's got this. I just need to make sure that I keep aggro. I'm gonna fucking... I mean, I've said everything I can about this archer. They're just annoying. No tank finds that enjoyable or helpful. Alright, we're getting off to the end. getting off to the end. That doesn't sound good. Slaves no more! Free! Free! You know, if they start the fight without me, and by they, I mean the archer, then that's their fault. That's on them. Alright, here's the boss, Gygus the Great. And we might as well bring him back here. Close to here anyway. Because that's where he's going to wind up running. And fuck it, just pop my cooldowns, because I'm not going to use them again in this dungeon. Alright, there he goes. That was a weird pathing. Alright, and the other enemies, they're not gonna do anything, really. Usually they'd go and they'd break other boulders and shit, but there's so much damage output that they don't get a chance to. Like, see, he's over there doing stuff, but there's no real reason to mess with him. Someone limit break. Limit break. Limit break. Limit break. No one's gonna limit break. Well, that was a whole lot of fun. Fuck that archer, though. Let's see, player commendation. Well, you know what? The healer already left and you're not getting a commendation. Well, that looks kind of nice. Too bad I can't fucking use it. Yo, we out. I got 3 commendations. At least the archer apologized by way of a accommodation. Commendation, whatever the fucking word is. Anyway, while I was waiting, I came over here to finish up my hunt log, so I now have a whole new hunt log. Hooray. Let's go back to Painted Mesa. Speak to Painted Mesa. In Ul'dah, is what I mean. Painted Mesa sounds like a place, not a person. Alright, we're back at the quicksand. Wait, why is this, Oh, I remember. You'll see. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Oh no. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a cut choice of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. You're all a bunch of cowards. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I'd only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. Lucky for you, I'm the only one around here with any balls, and I'm a girl. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's face. You lot teach them a lesson. I hate to break it to you, but I'm a real bad student. That was terrible. I'll see myself out. Beat the hell out of these guys. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. I'm just dodging everything. Like seriously, I just now took 6 damage, 3 damage. Now they want to fight. Booger, booger, booger! Oh, one of you is a spell chucker. Well, guess who's gonna die first? You're not even half the man the first one was, and he was half a man. Yeah, you know, all you people clapping, you're a bunch of fucking wusses. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Uh-oh. Time for another vision. I'd swear there were more refugees than when last I looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced, Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff. It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery, but peering through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Madam, are you alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that bread, you say? That's absurd. Or the meat, rather, not bread. As did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Ugh, I will overlook this, but just this once. Gods bless ye, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. All's well that ends well. It's your boy Thancred. We meet again. Pray do not mistake my intent, for it is always honorable. But I have been watching you ever since you departed Ul'dah. You played the part of envoy to perfection, confident as a woman on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you faced it without so much as a flinch. You, my lady, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being quite taken with you. Ah, but my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for, an adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point that I also harbor a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens that I know a woman who shares your talent, and can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being such a part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. You need not give me your answer now. Think upon it, and if you feel moved to help us, as I pray you shall, speak with Momodi, the ever-lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her the scions of the seventh dawn have found their woman, and she will tell you where to find us. Oh, Thancred, you silver-tongued rogue. Well, let's go talk to Momodi. Huh. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, Foxy, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. I never doubted for a moment that you'd succeed, of course, and neither did Papa Sean, which ain't to say he won't be overjoyed. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Oh, it's you. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he'd be like you one day. I believe he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring, But when I think about the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I'm inspired, just as Avere once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Foxy Games, I shan't forget. Thank you, Foxy Games. I pray that we'll meet again. Fare you well. I really should have picked a better name. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want anything to do with it. Thought it'd be a right pain in the ass looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Foxy. What did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Foxy, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. We get a belt. At least we would if it wasn't any good. Yeah, looks like mine's better. So we'll take the gold. Alright, we will talk to Momodi one more time for this episode. So you want to know more then, do you? Well, that ain't that a surprise. I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being Ul'dan. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you can. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, and so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Foxy. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanalan. The place you're looking for is called the Waking Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you will be let in. You're a woman in demand, Foxy, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget your old friend Momodi. Drop in and tell me how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. And of course, we will head over to the Waking Sands, and that's going to be in the next episode. We'll also do our next Gladiator quest in the next episode. So, in the meantime, I want to thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, I'm Foxy Games, and you take care.
Copperbell!